Namaste and welcome back to Eternal Raga. This is the Bhagavad Gita, one shloka at a time, and today we step into chapter 1, shloka 18. Yesterday, in shloka 17, Sanjay named 5 warriors on the Pandava side, each one a destiny made flesh. The king of Kashi, Shikhandi, Drishtadyumna, Virata, and the unconquered Satyaki. Today the list completes itself, and then the verse does something stranger. It pulls back from naming and lands on a single phrase that has unsettled commentators for centuries. Pṛthak, pṛthak, each one separately. The Pandava army, finally arrayed and ready, does not blow one great unified blast. Each warrior sounds his own conch. And in that small word, separately, the Gita opens up a question that the whole rest of the scripture will return to. What does it mean to act together while answering for yourself alone? Before we begin today's shloka, if Eternal Raga has been a companion on your Gita journey, follow on Spotify or Apple so each morning's verse reaches you. Now, let us turn to shloka 18. The shloka Drupado Draupadeyascha sarvashah prithivipate saubhadrascha mahabahuh shankhan dadhamuh pṛthak pṛthak. Padached, word by word. Sanjaya finishes his summons of the Pandava warriors. Notice that mid-verse he turns and addresses Dhritarashtra directly. Let us hear each word. Drupada, Drupada, king of Panchala, father of Draupadi and Drishtadyumna. Draupadeyaha, the sons of Draupadi, the 5 Upapandavas, one from each Pandava. Cha, and Sarvashah, on every side, from all directions. Prithivipate, O Lord of the earth, Sanjaya addressing the blind king. Saubhadraha, the son of Subhadra, that is Abhimanyu. Cha, and Mahabahuh, the mighty armed, one of long, powerful arms. Shankhan, conches, dadmuh, they blew, perfect tense, third person plural of dham. Pṛthak, pṛthak, separately, separately, each one on his own.
When we translate it in English, the shloka means,
And Drupada, and the sons of Draupadi, and the mighty armed son of Subhadra, O Lord of the earth, from every side they all blew their conches, each one separately. There are 2 small Sanskrit details in this verse that the classical commentators will not let us pass by. The first is the vocative Prithivipate, O Lord of the earth, dropped almost casually into the middle of the line. The second is the closing pṛthak pṛthak. One word turned to Dhritarashtra, one word turned to all of us. Between them, the verse holds a complete spiritual diagnosis. Adi Shankaracharya, the grammar of pṛthak pṛthak. Shankaracharya, in his Bhashya, fixes attention on the doubled word pṛthak pṛthak. In Sanskrit, repetition is never accidental. When a word is repeated, the meaning intensifies and individuates. Each warrior, Shankaracharya says, blew his conch entirely on his own. Not in chorus, not in formation, not on a signal. The Pandava side has unity of purpose without uniformity of voice. This is, for Shankaracharya, a quiet teaching about the nature of dharmic action. A righteous army is not a single instrument played by a conductor. It is the gathering of individual sovereign moral agents, each of whom has freely chosen this dharma for himself. The Kauravas, by contrast, blew their conches because Bhishma sounded his roar first, a chain of reaction. the Pandavas blow theirs pṛthak pṛthak. Shankaracharya reads this as the difference between a crowd and a sangha. A crowd moves together. A sangha stands together while each soul still answers for itself. Ramanujacharya, the three generations standing in Dharma. Ramanuja's eye goes to who is named in this verse, and the answer is striking. Drupada is named first, the patriarch, the father-in-law, the king whose grievance with Drona has shaped 2 generations. The Draupadayas come next, the 5 young sons of Draupadi, each born to a different Pandava father. The next generation already grown into warriors. Saubhadra, Abhimanyu, comes last and is named with one specific epithet, Mahabahu, mighty armed. 3 layers of one family, grandfather, sons-in-law's children, and the youngest of the line. Ramanuja reads this as the Vaishnava signature of Dharma in time. Righteous action is not the work of one heroic individual in one heroic moment. It is generational. It carries forward through bloodline and adoption, through the elders who stayed and the young ones who arrived. When Sanjaya names 3 generations standing on the same field, he is showing Dhritarashtra what Dharma looks like when it has been quietly tended for 40 years. The Kauravas have numbers, the Pandavas have continuity.
Abhinavagupta, the solitary soul within the shared field. Abhinavagupta returns, as he always does, to the inner reading. He pauses on pṛthak pṛthak and says something that no other commentator quite says. Even when the spiritual aspirant has assembled every faculty of consciousness, awareness, discrimination, devotion, shelter, truth, the moment of action is still solitary. Each faculty must blow its own conch. The light that is awareness cannot stand in for the fire that is discrimination. The shelter that is steadiness cannot stand in for the truth that is devotion. They act in concert, but each acts singly. And so it is, he says, with the soul on any battlefield. You may be surrounded by family, by team, by sangha, by allies you trust with your life. The decision, when it comes, is still yours alone. The conch in your hand is not the conch in their hands. Pṛthak pṛthak is for Abhinavagupta the most honest line about community ever written. It does not deny togetherness. It refuses the lie that togetherness ever erases personal accountability. Madhva and Baladeva Vidyabhushana note the same emphasis in different registers. Madhva on each warrior's ordained role, Baladeva on Krishna's nephew Abhimanyu standing in the same line as the elders. But the philosophical heart of pṛthak pṛthak is most clearly drawn out by Abhinavagupta. A note on Prithivipate, the king Sanjaya will not spare. Several commentators, Shankara and Ramanuja among them, mark the irony of the address. Sanjaya, while reciting the muster of the army that will end Dhritarashtra's line, calls him Prithivipate, Lord of the Earth. The blind king is being given his title at the precise moment he is losing the earth he is titled for. Sanjaya is not mocking him. He is doing something gentler and harder. He is keeping the protocol of speech intact while delivering news that breaks the protocol of hope. It is, the commentators suggest, how one tells the truth to power without abandoning respect. If pṛthak pṛthak has touched something in you, save this episode. There is a listener walking into a shared decision today who needs to remember that their conch is still their own. Modern parallels. Two pictures. Hold them lightly. First, the marriage, the team, the shared life. We tell ourselves the story of together. We are in this together. We decided this together. We are fighting this together. And much of that is true. But every long marriage and every honest team eventually meets a moment when together breaks open, and the question becomes, what are you by yourself willing to stand for here? Sanjay saw it and named it. The Pandavas were unified in cause, allied in family, bonded by years of shared exile. They still blew their conches separately. The Gita is not against togetherness. It is simply telling us before the war begins that no togetherness on earth removes the moment when each soul must answer in its own voice. Marriages survive when both partners can blow their own conch and still stand on the same field. They fail when one stops sounding theirs and assumes the others will carry both. Second, the work we inherit. Look at this verse again. Drupada, then the Draupadiyas, then Abhimanyu. 3 generations on one field. There is something every working adult eventually learns. The cause we are giving our years to was not started by us. A grandfather, a teacher, a founder, a tradition put it in motion. There are also younger people watching who will pick it up after us. We tend to think of our work as our work. The verse asks us to see it as the middle stretch of a much longer line. Drupada blew his conch. We blow ours. The Draupadiyas, however young, are blowing theirs already. Whatever we are giving our days to, we are doing it in the company of 3 generations, whether we notice them or not. The dignity of midlife work is exactly that recognition. I am not the start of this. I am also not the end. Today's reflection. Where in your life are you waiting for a chorus to blow first? What is the conch in your hand right now? The one only you can sound, that the field is quietly waiting to hear. Next Shloka Preview. Tomorrow, Shloka 19. The conches are blown. Now we hear what the sound does. Sanjay tells us that the tumult of those conches reverberated through earth and sky and tore the hearts of Dhritarashtra's sons. We will sit with that one piercing word, Vyadarayat, tore open, and ask, what kind of sound has the power to break a heart from across a battlefield? If today's reflection sat with you, share eternal Raga with one person who is standing in their own pṛthak hour. A follow on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon Music keeps the morning verse arriving. A short review, even a sentence, helps another searching listener find their way to this space. Until Shloka 19, may you remember that the field you stand on is shared, but the conch in your hand is yours. May you not wait for someone else to sound first, and may your single, separate note, when you finally blow it, be true enough to carry across the whole field. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Eternal Raga, where wisdom meets peace.